In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the art of minding your business, why it's a blueprint for you to reach peace. Now, a lot of times we've heard the saying from other people, mind your own business, right? Stay in your own world. And usually it's just a comment about kind of staying out of someone else's life. But in today's episode, my focus isn't so much on the comment as much as the fundamental belief of why does people's opinions matter so much to us, and how can we avoid those pitfalls of comparing ourselves to others or getting too caught up in criticisms about how we live our life. And there's some things that have really helped my life, and I want to start with the saying from Marcus Aurelius, and he talks about this in a humorous way. And he says, "It's so funny to me that even though we care about ourselves more than we care about any other person, yet when it comes to other people's opinions, we care about those way more than the opinions that we hold about ourselves." And so his argument is, it's so funny to me the level of importance that we believe ourselves to have comparative to the importance that we place on our own opinions. And his point was, we talk about guarding ourselves physically, right? Like you lock your doors when you leave the house, you lock your car when you go park somewhere. But when it comes mentally, those barriers of allowing other people's thinking to influence our thoughts, a lot of people, including myself for a long time, don't have those barriers up. We don't have those protections to protect ourselves against what others think or say about us. And so kind of moving along and thinking, how do we actually optimize for peace here? How do we stop minding other people's businesses and just start minding ourselves? What you have to understand is there's a lot of reasons why you may have an opinion about something. It could be from experience, from what you believe, from what you've learned, from what other people have told you. There's a lot of reasons. But when it comes to having an opinion over someone else's opinion or someone's way of life, there's usually three things. It contradicts your way of living. It's something that they have or do that you don't do and don't have that you want. Thirdly, maybe it's something that you feel like you're lacking. It's not necessarily that you want it, but you just feel like that's just not you. And there's a part of envy in that. And so if that's how you create opinions about other people and what they do, that's also inversely how they create opinions about you. And so the method into reducing the amount of weight other people's opinions have on you kind of starts with this principle of you have to understand where it's coming from. And a lot of time it's coming because they're jealous that you have it and they don't. They wish they did it as well as you did. Or maybe they just live a different life and they find it repulsive, or they find it almost existential to their own way of living. And so one of my best frames that I've learned on framing what other people say is I say, okay, first off, I listen to what they say, right? I'm having a conversation or they're saying something to me. I listen to it. Is there any usefulness in the message? 99% of the time, there can be something in the message that may be useful. Even if they don't intend it to be, there might be something there that you can look inward and say, hey, maybe I could improve this. Maybe I could do this a bit better. Right? And you make it objective. You don't make it personal and you don't make it subjective. It's no longer about the person. You're taking information and processing it just as information. And the second component is, then you analyze the person and you ask yourself one fundamental question. Do they live a life that I would want to live? Meaning, if I followed their advice, I would become more like them. Do I want to be more like them? And you look at their life. You look at what they sacrifice, what they have, what they don't have, and you say, is that what I want? And if they don't have the life that you want, don't follow their advice. It's like wanting to be in an amazing marriage with one person for the rest of your life. Don't go to the person who's been divorced 4 times to learn how to have a great marriage. Yes, you could learn what didn't work and how to avoid the pitfalls and to see what led to the divorces. But you're not gonna ask them, hey, how exactly did you have a successful marriage if they don't have that? Or how did you become a great parent if they don't have kids? So it's not that you can't learn from these people, it's that the advice they give is from a life that doesn't have the result that you want. And so a lot of times it comes down to reverse engineering over the long term. Are they living a life conducive to the life that I want? And if they're not, you need to keep that in mind. And especially when it comes to advice, that's not the kind of advice that you want to seek. Secondly, you either make peace with the things that you don't like about yourself or change them. See, a lot of people have this problem where they say, like, I could do this better, I could be this, or I wish I was this. Yeah, that's great. There's a lot of things that I wish I could be more of. But I frankly don't have the time, the energy, the willpower, the discipline, the resources to fix every single shortcoming that I believe I have. So I say, okay, what matters to me? What matters to the people that I influence? And what are the things that I can control? And from there I say, you know what? These are the things that I want to improve myself on. I want to improve my ability to have emotional conversations with people. I want to be able to, make sure my health is taken care of. So there's these elements that I say, let me put more emphasis on these and prioritize these. And there's other aspects where I'm like, you know what? I'm not the best at that. I'm not a great singer, and I don't really care to improve that. And if someone says, hey, you're a terrible singer, I agree. I'm a terrible singer. There's nothing there that needs to happen because I've weighted my time, my energy, and I've said, hey, this isn't a worthwhile investment for me. And I have prioritized other things. And so there needs to be kind of a decisiveness to what do you actually care about? What do you care about improving? What do you care about having? And can you shift your focus from just kind of throwing energy at every random thing that happens to, hey, these are the 3 things or the 4 things that I really want to focus on, and everything else can kind of just take a backseat. And so what happens there is you start to, change into who you want to be because the things that you're focusing on are things that matter to you. So for example, if someone's like, hey, you're not really good at, I like playing pickleball. If someone's like, hey, you're not really good at playing pickleball. Well, I want to be good at playing pickleball. So how can I get better? And so I ask myself, or I ask people that are good at the sport, right? I'm invested in getting better at it. Again, if someone says, hey, you're not great at baseball. Look, I can't play baseball. It's just not my sport. I'm okay with not being good at baseball. And so the reason also sometimes attacks and criticisms can feel personal is because it's things that we wish we were better at, or things that we kind of care about how other people feel about us. Like if you're at your work and someone's like, hey, you did terrible in this report, or hey, you're terrible at your job, that feels a bit personal because most people want to be good at their jobs. And so there's those elements of, again, can you make the feedback objective? Can you separate it from the person that said it and say, hey, are they right about any of this, right? Like if someone comes to me and they're like, hey, I don't like the way you do this. And I'm like, well, that's okay because I prefer my way and my way gets results. I don't have to make it feel any way because I already see the results that they've gotten, the results that I've gotten. And again, you weigh it. So I think a lot of times too, it has to be this removal of emotion in a sense, just taking a step back and just looking at the situation from a bird's eye perspective, right? You're here, you zoom out and you're like, okay, if I do what they do, again, it's kind of to the life example, especially with the workplace. If I do what they do, what kind of results do they have? What kind of trajectory do they have? Where did they, come before here? Where are they looking to go? How's their progress looking? And if you're not liking that, if that's not something that you want to have, right? Again, that comes into the pitfall of, do you really want to take the advice of someone that leads a life that you don't want to live? And so the last part that I'll say is you have to build a comfort with you. This is a comfort with knowing that, yes, you're not who you used to be, right? You're not your past self, but you're not yet your future self, right? You're in process, in progress, becoming the person that you're meant to be, becoming the person that you want to be. And you're taking steps, or you're at least looking to start taking the steps to get there. And so what you have to accept is, hey, I'm not a perfect product. I'm not a finished product. And I'm okay with that because I understand where I'm going. Because at the end of the day, the only person that has to be okay with what's going on in your progress in life is you. No one else is going to make you comfortable about it. No one else is going to validate it enough. You have to say, ultimately, I am okay with exactly where I am because I know where I'm looking to go. And so to me, that's the fundamental piece that I have. It's like, hey, I absolutely am not everything and do not have everything that I want to have and that I believe that I could have. So let me work towards those things. And if I truly believe, hey, I am building myself real time into the person that I want to be, to have the things that I want to have and live the life that I want to live, absolutely, I have peace of mind. Because again, I understand that I'm just on the path, on the journey into the life to becoming the person that I want to be. And so fundamentally, that gives me peace of mind. Listen, I hope you appreciated this episode and took some value out of it. Again, if you're not subscribed, hit the button down below. Make sure to like and comment, and I will see you all on the next episode of the Isaac Velez podcast. But until next time, keep optimizing your human experience.